You realize that Moscovia holds the Soviet seat in the UN illegally. The Soviet Union no longer exists, period. And they never signed the UN Charter. There's something to talk about right there.
That's true. That's true. And that is the tricky part. So the UN Charter, if I may intervene here, any country can join the UN either as a founding nation or as a new member. And Russia was not among the founding nations. The Soviet Union was, by the way, Ukraine was, and Belarus was. So Ukraine was a founding nation of the UN from the very beginning. So the Soviet Union ceased to exist in December, on 31st December of 1991. And there was a decision of the Supreme Council of the Soviet Union, which stated, I quote, "The Soviet Union as a subject of international law has ceased to exist." There was no word there that it has transferred its legal status to Russia. And Russia has never stated in its founding documents that it takes the legal substance of the Soviet Union and form it in a new way. So Russia was a new state, exactly as states like Kazakhstan, Georgia back then, and etc. And every single country of them, except of Russia, and of course except of Ukraine and Belarus, because they were founding members of the UN, but every single nation of the Soviet Union, except of Russia, brought their documents to the UN and asked to be accepted as UN members and signed the UN Charter and were accepted by the decision of General Assembly. Yeah, so Russia did not. On the next day, as the Soviet Union ceased to exist, the Soviet representative at the UN, like there are no ambassadors at the UN, there are representatives at the UN. The Soviet representative at the UN just came into the room, took the seat which he used to have, like as former representative of the Soviet Union, but now he was representative of Russia, and without any explanation, he just continued to fulfill his duties as a representative at the UN Security Council, but not as a representative of the Soviet Union anymore, but as one of Russia. And no one protested.
Yeah.
There is no single decision that Russia was accepted by the UN, that Russia inherited the seat of the Soviet Union, no single document. And there is an official answer by the US authorities, because the US authorities, they keep the documents of the UN as the guardian of these documents, because the UN is being seated in the US, and the US authorities keep their documents safe. And they answer no, there is no single document which explains what the hell Russia is doing in the UN, not speaking about the UN Security Council. So yes, it's absolutely illegal.
Great explanation, man. Great explanation. That's awesome. Would you, just to stay with you there, Serge, for a second, would you say that the reaction from other countries not standing up and saying, wait a minute now, was that a little bit of fear?
I think it was a prejudice, mostly, because, like in many countries, the Soviet Union was Russia. And we know that even until recently, in Germany, politicians said that, there was like the Nazi Germany attacked Russia. No, Nazi Germany never attacked Russia. Nazi Germany attacked the Soviet Union, and the first nations who have been killed by the Nazis, they were Belarusian, Lithuanian, Ukrainian, etc. And there was it was like a synonym, because the Soviet Union tried to erase the nationality of colonized nations. So they said, we are a homogeneous nation, and for many, it was, of course it's Russia. Like the capital was Moscow, it is now Moscow. The seat of the leader is Kremlin, was Kremlin, it's now Kremlin. So it is the same. They speak Russian, they wear the same uniform, blah, blah, blah. So it's Russia. So nobody actually questioned it. But of course, like I would agree with you that there was some sort of fear, a fear of uncontrolled development because of the nukes, because of the army. Like if we don't accept Russia as just like the consequent heir of the Soviet Union, what will happen? Will they rebel? We actually want them to have them as an ally, etc. So it was an absolutely illegal decision and negligence. And now we have the consequence, because the Russians learned that they may fool the West as they want to and just earn the profits. And that's what they're doing until now.
Excellent. Anybody want to weigh in on that?
I mean, I just think that we need to be very, very careful, because, you know, what we're teaching other countries through this, you know, trying to be careful to prevent the breakup of Russia because nukes. We're teaching other countries in the world that they need nukes. We're proliferating nukes, you know.
Yeah.
Look at Commander McMillan nodding his head in the background there. If he agrees, you damn well know it's correct.
Well, I think the key is that countries are realizing if you have nukes, even if it's just a handful, you don't need a giant arsenal like Russia or China. It's scary enough that the West will be very reluctant to apply full military pressure against you, because they're terrified you'll use them, and then we get into an escalatory situation.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you guys one thing right now from talking to all my buddies in Ukraine. If this continues to go the way it's going, Ukraine will be nuclear again.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Period.
I wish
you
they
say,
still
well, where are they
were.
going to get
Absolutely.
them from? They're going to make them.
Well, we're going to start
on that
selling
point,
them in
actually-
a show store.
Yes. Jenna has a very good point. The only country that ever disarmed itself.
That's right.
Hey, South Africa disarmed itself. We disarmed ourselves as well. Thank you very much.
That's what I
We
was
also
meaning.
disarmed-
I said you, South Africa.
Oh, Ukraine did as well. But yeah.
They were kind of forced to, let's be honest.
Yeah, nobody's arm was
Yeah.
twisted there, right? Come on.
Yeah, no, we actually, yeah. But no, on Greg, on what you said with Ukraine probably going to have a nuclear arsenal again. I was speaking to a Ukrainian friend of mine, and she was telling me that the Ukrainian activist Sternenko, he was talking about how Ukraine should, you know, he was like, yeah, guys, should we, like, I found these people who can get us in touch with, like, who can maybe get us some uranium or something, you know. Now we just need people to be able to make it. And in Ukraine, you have an app with your ID on it, but you also have they've now loaded, like, you can load your driver's license, and they've now uploaded your qualifications on it and everything. And he just like made a joke about it, and almost immediately afterwards, like, Ukrainians were posting screenshots of their qualifications saying, hey, I've got a qualification in nuclear sciences. I know how to do it. And they're like, okay, cool. We've already crowdsourced everything's already done.
So Ukraine has the facility and the capability to do it.
Exactly.
And that, go ahead.
This brings up an interesting question, because we're always worried about terrorists getting hold of nuclear weapons. What happens if a terrorist organization attacks Russia with a nuclear weapon? Could be a dirty bomb, whatever. A terrorist attacks Russia, and then Russia then blames Ukraine, even though they wouldn't nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Well, the last time I checked, Russia is a terrorist nation and they have nukes. Just throwing that out there for you.
No,
but I'm just messing, Dunk.
Yeah,
I'm
not
just
so many
messing.
what ifs in that one, is there?
Greg, just so you know, the rules around here that I'm the one that's silly, okay?
Okay, sorry. I couldn't help it, though.